Okay, Bobbie, you can start.
Yeah, thank you, Kausar.
Wait, you
So-
can.
Yeah, I'll put myself on gallery view. I'll just move in a little closer. There we go. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to an adapted seated yoga practice. And so just as an appreciation regarding coming to the class. So I'll often share that getting here is the hard part. And so I really appreciate the effort that it takes to get set up and come to class and so on. And thankfully, because of our ability to practice online, hopefully that makes that piece a little easier, in the fact that we're able to practice at home. And so, as always, an invitation to begin a yoga practice by finding a comfortable sitting position. And so sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. And then an invitation to roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, if you like, and it's available to you, you're taking your hands into prayer pose at your heart center. So it might be palms together, palms open. If this placement of your hands makes you lose your balance, choose another placement for your hands. And so we never forfeit balance to come into pose or movement. And then as you're ready, lift your heart to your hands. Bow your head to your heart. And an invitation to take a moment to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. Setting aside whatever was going on for you before the yoga class for the duration, knowing that you can come back to that after class. And then when you're ready, relax your arms wherever feels comfortable for you. And then an invitation to just bring your hands in front of you. And I'd like to share a practice with you that I call waving to our ancestors. And so reaching up to the sky as high as feels comfortable for you. So waving to our ancestors, past, present, and future. And coming forward a little, waving to our ancestors. So Uncle George, my dog, Bubbles. And reaching up. And so I love to share the story about the woman I had in my class for a few years. She lived to be well over 100 years old. We were doing this practice one morning. She said, I feel like my ancestors are waving back. And so just like you're shaking water off your hands, let your arms slow down. And then reaching up one more time if you like. As high as feels comfortable for you. And this time as you lower your arms on an exhale, make an audible sound. So if you haven't yawned yet today, or you'd like to make the sound, Woo-hoo. It's yoga time. So, just a shout out at this time to Connect Room, the Disability Foundation, and my friend Kausar, who's my tech host, for making it possible for us to practice yoga online. And so there is an accessible expo coming up in Vancouver next week. So on the 22nd, and I'm pretty sure that you can easily check that out online with the Disability Foundation. I've taught there the last few years and it's just a blast. There's so many people that show up for that. If it's possible to get over to Vancouver. But yeah, so here we are now. So the invitation to be where your feet are. So ground to your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet, or maybe ground down to your sits bones, noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Lengthen your spine, roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. Tuck your chin in slightly. And so if it's helpful, you can place 2 fingers on your chin, imagine a turtle. And then if you'd like, if it feels comfortable, close your eyes, soften. Or soft gaze downwards. And so notice the alignment of your knees, hips, ankles, shoulders over your hips. And so our attention moves inward. Allow your facial muscles to soften and release. And then an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to your breath. And placing one hand on your yoga belly if you like. And noticing that as we inhale, belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves in. And so for those of you who don't know, I do have a little bunny rabbit. His name's Evie, and he's quite active right now. So you might hear the little pitter patter of his feet or see him in that video. And so on inhale, belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves in. So maybe taking and placing another hand on your heart center and notice the pattern of the breath between your abdomen and your upper torso. And then see if you can invite your breath to be just a little bit longer than it was when we began. And exploring changing placement of your hands if you like. So notice the length of the exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it engages the relaxation response, allowing us to let go of holding, stress, and tension. So I'd like to invite you during your practice, whenever possible, to bring your awareness back to this deep, easeful breath. And so if your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes. And so we are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. That said, I've been told my voice is like a drug, so I do my best to articulate and speak up. And yeah, so falling awake, not asleep. And so if you happen to fall asleep during your yoga practice, no judgment, it's not rocket science, it just means that you're tired. And so yoga meets us exactly where we are. And of course, you're free to have your videos on and off. Yeah, so moving on, I'd just like to share the title of a book with you and just read the little piece of writing that's on the back cover. So this is written by an Indigenous fellow, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Richard Wagamese, and it's called One Drum, Stories and Ceremonies for a Planet. So it's quite a beautiful cover. I don't know if you can see that. And so in the back cover, it reads, "We are all one energy, one soul, one song, and one drum." And so on that happy note, at this time, I'd like to invite you, if it's possible, to come away from the chair enough, the back of the chair now, so that you're supporting your own spine. And so that said, if you need support for your back, or you need the back of the chair, honor that. And so of course, yoga meets us right where we are. I do have a yoga mat that sometimes I like to place along the spine, and that can help with that. contracting that sometimes we do in our chest and our front body. And so, if possible, and see if you can move so that you're sitting forward on your sits bone. So you might do a little bum dance. And so ground down through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet, or ground down through your sits bones. Maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Your spine is long, shoulders back and down. Chin in, parallel with the floor. And so at this time, I'd like to invite you to reach one arm up. So I encourage you to move towards your 50%. So reach your arm up as high as feels comfortable for you. And then slowly float your arm down. So gentle movement 3 more times, same side. And so if you're blessed with a yoga buddy that can help guide the movement, so of course not doing the work for you, but with your direction, lending a helping hand. And so reach your arm up towards the sky. If it feels okay for your neck, maybe turn a gentle gaze, looking up to where the ceiling meets the wall. And then slowly float your arm down. So 2 more times, same side, and this time let's explore linking our breath with our movement if you'd like. So reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down, the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax both arms down by your side, then on your mat, wherever feels comfortable for you. And we'll begin this gentle movement on the other side. So as you're ready, reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Gentle movement, reaching up as high as feels comfortable for you. And slowly float your arm down. So this time, let's add linking our breath with our movement. So exploring, linking our breath with our movement. On inhale, reach up. Full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down, the full length of your exhale. Pardon me. One last time, reaching up to the sky. Full length of your inhale. And it's as if on our exhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. This time, if you'd like, let's reach both arms up to the sky. Take a look between your palms. Notice if they're facing each other, if it feels okay for your neck. And then return your gaze on the horizon. And then palms face down. Float your arms down. And then we'll wiggly fidget again. So be creative. And so the 4 sensations I hope that you experience in your yoga practice are grounding, balance, expansion, and rhythm. And so I do want to suggest, if you know that balance is a challenge for you, that you make sure you have whatever device you need to keep you stable in your chair. Yeah, we are going to stay seated in the chair for this practice today. And what else? I like to have a block between my feet. And so this is, I call it a yoga toy. So it's a block I've had forever. It's covered with some material, rectangle shape, and I place it between my feet to encourage hip distance apart. And so if you have something, make sure that you can use that encourages that. I know I have a friend who has, I think it's called a plinth. She's a wheelchair user, and it helps her kind of sit upright and hip distance apart. And so trusting that you're all taking good care. If something doesn't feel comfortable, skip it. And I'll do my best to give you modifications to the poses. So I'd like you to think of all the poses and the movements as maybe a smorgasbord. So you choose whatever feels best for you. And so with that in mind, let's roll our shoulders back and down. And then again, relax your hands wherever feels comfortable for you. And with your hands resting where they are, an invitation to tap your fingers. And so it might be micro movements, visualizing the movement. And so the theme for today's class is I am, I can, and I. And then maybe exploring tapping from your thumbs to your pinkies. And then pinkies to thumbs. So these hand movements, finger movements can be really challenging. So we're not accustomed to moving our hands in this way. And then when you're ready, let's explore a little air piano. So I'm going to sing Boogie Woogie and add a little bum dance to that. Right, we all have our own sense of rhythm. And then when you're ready, push your hands away. So I like to have my arms quite a bit lower than my shoulders these days. And yours can be wherever feels comfortable for you. Again, I encourage 50%. Move towards your 50%. And then pull your hands back. Push your hands away. Pull your hands back. And so with this movement, not only are we getting into all the major joints in our arms, getting that synovial fluid flowing into our joints. So Mother Nature's WD-40, we are getting into the area on the inside and outside of our shoulder blades. So it's like we're giving our back a little massage. Push your hands away, pull your hands back. And then when you're ready, take a moment, rest. Maybe check in with your breath. Notice any subtle sensations. And then it's ready. Roll your wrists. And then roll your wrists in the opposite direction. And maybe taking a moment to slow the movements down and to look at your hands with appreciation for all that they do. And then rotate your wrists in the opposite direction. And then imagine, if you'd like, that you're moving your hands through water. And then from here, I'll transition into yoga swim. And so we'll start freestyle. Your arms can be as high or low as you'd like. And then how about backstroke? And breaststroke. Let's go over a little bit. So, audio is choppy. Okay. So I'm not sure I can do something about that. Kausar, is that on my end, love? Or can I ask you to work with the audio? I'm thinking maybe if I turn my phone up a little bit, that might help.
Maybe, because for me, the audio is good.
Okay.
So the problem is on the other side, maybe the speaker or something.
Sure. Yeah, thank you for letting us know, love. So my tech host is saying that it's good on his end. So I might just try anyway. I'm good too, Donna says. So I'm just going to turn it up anyway, just a bit. So now I'm maxed. Okay. So let's come back to our yoga swim. So hopefully I've been teaching long enough that if you're able to see me,
try signing out and signing back in.
My poses.
Oh, there we go. That's better.
Yeah, I'm hearing some feedback stuff. Yeah, awesome. Cool. Awesome. So perseverance. And so let's do side stroke. So my teachers would say that the next best practice, next best thing to do next to yoga would be swimming. And so for sure, I know there's some folks who like swimming out there. And so other side. And then let's finish up with butterfly. And then just finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine and just take a moment. I'm guessing that maybe you feel a little more energized. And notice how's your breath. So our old friend, our breath. Notice any subtle sensations. So trust that the sensations are there. So I often share it's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. And so has anything changed for you energetically since you began the class? Okay. And so from here, let's repose. And so again, ground down through your feet. So grounding sensation. So if you're not able to feel your feet in the visual manner, I'm really not quite sure how to phrase that exactly, but if there's, you have paralysis, I'd like to invite you to explore visualizing your feet. And if you feel stable in your chair, maybe moving forward a little bit, take a look at your feet. If you have a yoga buddy that's able to place their hands on your ankles, that can be helpful, in front of you to help encourage a grounding sensation. And so we want to keep our connection with Mother Earth. We tend to start losing that. Or it might be that you ground down through your sits bones, noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. Chin in, parallel to the floor. And so from here, I'd like to invite you to push down through one foot and then push down through the opposite foot. So it might be an energetic pushing down. And maybe noticing, can you feel one foot more than the other? So grounding. Lengthen your spine, so expansion. Arms by your sides, spiral your palms open. Roll your thumbs down towards the earth. And maybe notice which feels better for you, palms face up or palms face down. And then as you're ready, palms face up. So we're broad through the collarbones, expand beyond your wrists and fingertips. So warrior arms, palms face down, release. And a little shake up. Pardon me. So let's actually, I think I'd like to invite you to sit up nice and tall. Shoulders are back and down, chin in. And from here, reach your arm up. So in line with your shoulder, not higher than your shoulder. Lower's okay, just not higher. Turn your palm face up with a soft bend in your elbow, nothing rigid. Extend your arm away from you. Bring your arm back center, palm face down, release. So other side, reach up, spiral your palm open, moving with grace and ease, extend your arm away. Bring your arm back center, palm face down, release. And so this time, if it feels okay for your neck, when we bring our arm out to the side, I'd like you to explore gazing past your middle finger, but I'd also like to add a sound to the movement. And so the sound is shh. And so I'm told that it can help with spasms. Now I have an intention tremor, so apparently I'm aging. We all have a tendency to tremor as we age. And usually it's in the dominant side, on the dominant side. It's on my right hand for me. And so here we go. Reach up, spiral your palm open. So soft gaze forward if it feels uncomfortable for you to turn your neck. Or alternatively, gazing past your middle finger. Extend your arm away from you, making a shh sound. Shh. Bring your arm back center. Palm face down, release. Other side, reach up, spiral your palm open. Exhale, shh. Inhale, come back center. Palm face down, release. So let's practice one more time on each side. Reach up, spiral your palm open. Exhale, shh. Inhale, come back center. Palm face down, release. And last time, reaching up. Palm face up. Exhale, shh. Back at center. Palm face down, release. And just take a moment. Let your breath settle. Come back to your natural rhythm. And so your natural rhythm. And you might observe the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And so from here, I'd like to transition into a practice called sun breath. And so essentially it's a meditation on the heart, a gentle chest opener. And so, of course, you're sitting up nice and tall. Feet are placed evenly on your footrests or on the floor. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. Spine is long. And so when you're ready, an invitation to bring your hands into prayer pose at your heart center. So it might be palms together, palms open. Alternatively, maybe it feels better to place your hands on your yoga belly. And so on inhale, extend your arms up and away. And so I feel good today with my arms at the moment, a little lower than my shoulders. Maybe yours are up higher or lower. And then as you're ready, bring your hands back to your heart center. So keeping this gentle heart opener flowing, if you'd like, imagine the sun at your heart center. On your inhales, as you extend your arms up and away, imagine the radiant light of the sun radiating out all around you. And then gather that light and bring it back inside. So it's a symbol of the light that's always inside us. Inhale. This time on your exhale, make soft fists. And this is good if you have arthritis in your hands. It will make a humming sound, like a bumblebee. Inhale. So bumblebee breath lengthens the exhale. Place one hand on your yoga belly, the other on your heart center. You can take a moment to feel the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Okay, and so a little wiggly fidget, bum dance. I always like to say, be creative. So whatever your body's asking you to do. Right, so you can pull the buttock flush away, sits bones. And so moving on, I'd like to invite you to come into a practice that I call finding our balance. And so the best, absolutely, the best definition I've heard of balance I heard from a friend who teaches yoga and adaptive yoga to folks who are yoga teachers who are wanting to teach adaptive yoga training. So he trains teachers. His name's Matthew Sanford out of Minneapolis. Totally worthwhile checking out. He would say, at least I heard him say, it was several years ago, balance, the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire body. And so worth repeating, balance, the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire body. And so this is a movement that you want to make sure, if you know balance is a challenge for you, that you have whatever device you need to keep you stable in your chair. And so ground down to your feet, your sits bones, spine is long. And then if you'd like, have your hands at your hips or holding the chair. So we lengthen our spine, and then hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. And so noticing sometimes when you come into a forward fold, our chin wants to jut up. So tuck your chin in slightly, and then rock back up. And so an invitation to keep this gentle movement flowing in your own time and rhythm. And so it is not about seeing how far down we can go. We only go to that just right amount of effort and ease. And it can be interesting to close our eyes as we practice these gentle movements. So if you feel stable in your chair, and then as you're ready, come on back to a neutral spine. And then if you like, from here, so we're going to get into our hips a little more. Circle your heart forward. And then circle back. And so your circles might be bigger or smaller than mine. And so maybe noticing the space beside you. Kind of notice how that makes you feel. Bring a gentle awareness to the space in front of you, above you, and behind you. And an invitation to trust that we are being supported. And then as you're ready, we'll circle in the opposite direction. So our hips are a ball and socket. We can move in both directions. And then slowly make your way back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms by your side, then on your lap. And take a moment. Notice how's your old friend, your breath. Notice any subtle sensations. I really need to tune in. So introception, knowing what's going on inside our bodies. Okay, and so from here, I think I'd like to invite you to reach one hand towards the earth, so towards the floor, as if you're reaching to pick something up. So you might hold on to the opposite side of the chair for stability. And so we want a shoulder lined up with shoulder. It's helpful. You can imagine you're seated between two panes of glass. Keeping your sits bones, both of them on the chair, will move from side to side. And so it might be helpful to exhale to one side. Inhale, come back center. Exhale to the other side. Or maybe today it feels good to just inhale to one side, exhale to the other side. And so if you're congested or you have an obstruction, breathe in whatever way you can. And so you might notice that as we warm up, the movements become more easeful. You might be able to go a little bit deeper. Yeah, as ready, finish up the movement that you're on. Relax your arms wherever feels comfortable for you. Take a moment, and from here we're going to come into a seated twist. And so sitting up tall, so we'll start at the base of our lumbar spine. So I like to have my fingers at the front of my front body, just kind of cueing a little bit. So beginning at the base of your lumbar spine, twisting, moving up the spine, one vertebrae at a time, coming into the twist to the side. So you might need to move forward a little bit or adjust yourself in your chair. And so your hand might naturally slide in towards your head. Head turns last, and then we'll move dynamically. So twisting from side to side. So this is a gentle twist. We're not going to our full range. And so if it doesn't feel good, if your skin's super sensitive, if sliding your hands along your thighs doesn't feel good for you, I'd like to invite you to explore maybe just hovering above your legs a little bit. And then it's ready, come on back to a neutral spine. Yeah. So, finish up the movement that you're on if you haven't already. And an invitation to take a few moments to notice the effects of those movements. So has anything changed for you energetically? Can you name the sensation? So maybe you're feeling a little more energy than you did at the beginning of the class. Maybe you're feeling the sensation is maybe you're feeling fatigue. Or might be that you're feeling a little energy moving along your spine that you didn't feel earlier. So no judgment. Right? This is your yoga practice. And so from here, I'd like to come into a practice called breath of joy. And so here we go. I'm going to move. Make sure that there's no hard surface near you. No person that you're going to be at risk of whacking. We're going to be adding arm movements to breath. And so breath of joy, I'll demo. And if you know the practice already, feel free to join me right away. Essentially, we're going to move our arms up. So we're inhaling through our nose if possible. So inhale, 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 and then we let the arm go. So it's 3 inhales, and then the exhale happens naturally. So 3 sniffs, and then a big exhale. So here we go. Inhale, 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 and inhale, inhale, inhale. Try. One more time. Inhale, inhale, arms to the side, inhale, and how about one more just for shits and giggles? Here we go. Inhale, 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 and good stuff. Okay. So maybe just place your hands in front of each other. They can rest on your thighs or hover a little above. You close your eyes softly and notice any subtle sensations. So between your hands, and then moving your hands further apart and closer together. Turn your palms face up, reach up to the sky. So maybe feeling a lightness. Turning a soft gaze up if it feels okay for your neck, maybe your eyes meet where the ceiling meets the wall. And palms face down, a grounding sensation. So if we bow our head towards our heart, that gives us a little nerve flossing for our neck. And so reaching up to the sky. as high as feels comfortable for you. And pretty hard to be happy and have our arms reaching up to the sky. And palms face down. So if you'd like, extend one arm up, gazing past your middle finger, reach up to the sky. So I like to think of these movements sometimes as a moving meditation. Palm face down, release. Other side. Spiral your palm open, soft bend in your elbow, reach up to the sky. Palm face down. Release. So both arms by your sides, spiral your palms open. Take your hands to your heart center, bow your head to your heart. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch, so open up your heart. And then hinging from the hips, take hold of the underside of your chair, come into a forward fold, chin in. Placing one hand on your knee or thigh. Pushing down through your inner heel, so it might be an energetic pushing down. Come on back. Nice. So let's do that practice one more time. Arms by your side. Spiral your palms open, so open up your armpits. Get bigger in space. We tend to shrink. Take your hands to your heart center. Bow your head to your heart. Maybe you take a moment to notice how it feels to have your hands in this vulnerable place in your body. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. Lift your heart. Maybe bend from above your shoulder blades. And then our hands, we come into prayer down through the heart. Place one hand on your yoga belly, the other on your heart center. And take a moment to feel the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Nice. A little wiggly fidget. And so from here, I'd like to just come into one more movement of the spine. So one of my favorite movements that I've discovered recently. Pardon me. Last few days, I've developed a bit of a cough, so I'm just going to take a little sip of my drink. There we go. I-O. And so, place one hand on your shoulder, the other hand on your opposite shoulder, or wherever you can reach comfortably. And so we're going to come into a seated twist. So lengthen your spine, and then keeping your hips where they are, twist gently to the side. So head turns last. And then when you're ready, let's be back at center. Lengthen your spine. And then twist to the other side. And then come on back center. And release. And a little shake out. Okay. So the movements of the spine can be pretty intense. So we need to realign our spine. And we can do that with a seated forward fold. And so for this, I'd like to maybe invite you, if balance is a challenge for you, maybe have a rolled up yoga mat or blanket, something just along your belly. And you're sitting up nice and tall. And so you can hold on to the underside of the chair, lengthen your spine, and then hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. You can have your hands on your rolled mat or blanket. And so maybe nod yes and no to release your neck. If it's helpful, you can walk your feet forward a little bit. And then breathe into your lower back. Or you might imagine that your lungs are in your lower back. And so, of course, we can't place our lungs in our lower back. However, that said, energy flows where thoughts go, where breath flows. And then when you're ready, pushing down through your inner heels, and like really energetic, pushing down. Place one hand on each of your thigh, come on back up. And so from here, we're going to transition into a few practices where we're going to hack our nervous system. So we want to transition into moving towards your final relaxation and a meditation. And so set the blanket aside for now. So what I'd like to do is invite you to, you're sitting comfortably, maybe even leaning back in your chair, and then place one hand on your belly, the other hand on top if you like, and then circle, so massage your belly, moving clockwise. And so it's like we're massaging our organs, so our liver on the right, our stomach, maybe a little higher. So we want a soft yoga belly, not an easy place to get to in our culture. We live in a culture that's obsessed with flat tummies. And in reality, when we can soften our belly, it means that our nervous system's more balanced. And then if you like, if possible, or you have a yoga friend, a yoga buddy that can help with this, lean forward a little bit, take some of the loving energy from your hands and massage your lower back. So allowing your lower back to absorb that energy from your hands. And maybe setting your adrenal glands and kidneys, they live up a little higher, send them some love. And then when you're ready, sweep your hands forward. So inhale, let, exhale, go. Inhale, let, exhale, go. Yes. Okay. And so from here, if possible, I'd like you to take your fingers, so maybe just a couple of fingers, reach across to your eyebrow line, so just above your eyebrow. And so you might want to remove your glasses for this if you feel okay with your glasses off. And sweep your fingers along your eyebrow. So you're reaching across to the opposite eyebrow to arm. Sweep across and then down behind your ear, along your neck, your shoulder, your arm, and sweep. So we'll repeat this a few more times. So your fingertips to your eyebrow line, sweep along, down a little bit, behind your ear, along your neck, your shoulder, your arm, and sweep. Nice. So shall we do this one more time? So go ahead in your own time and rhythm. Of course, if you need me here for visual. So my hope for you is that you pick up a few of these yoga practices and you develop your own yoga practice. So it doesn't have to be a big hour-long, just a few practices can make such a difference. And so finish up the movement that you're on. And come on back to a comfortable seat. And so one last practice. So we're sitting comfortably. And I'd like to invite you to keep your head forward. So you're not turning your head. And we're just going to turn our eyes. So when you're ready, head stays still forward. And then turn your eyes only towards the right. And we'll stay there for maybe the count of 5 or until you feel a little shift. And then bring your head back center. And then turn a soft gaze, looking towards the left. And come on back center. So let's just do that one more time on each side. Head stays center, turn a soft gaze looking towards the right. And bring your eyes back center. And lastly, turn a gaze towards the left. And come on back center. Good stuff. Okay, so from here, let's transition into a short guided meditation. And so I'd like to invite you to find that comfortable sitting position. And so you're sitting comfortably, however, you are still alert. And so I'd like to give you three three practices that you can utilize for grounding sensation. And so the first one might be that you have your hands, palms face down on your lap, draw your hands in towards your hips, look down and into your heart, see what you can see, breathe into your heart. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. So as my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I release. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. So that might be your practice. Alternatively, you bring a gentle awareness to the soundscape around you. So you might notice a sound furthest away from you. And then bring your awareness to the sound closest to you. So you might be able to hear the sound of your breath, maybe the sound of your heartbeat. And then bring your awareness to the sound in between the sound furthest away and closest to you. And then lastly, if you'd like to explore a gentle sense of gravity, pulling your shoulders away from your ears, moving down along your spine and down to your sits bones, and then grounding you down to your feet. So feeling that connection with Mother Earth, encouraging. And so whatever practice you like that work the best for you, so maybe breath awareness, soundscape. So sound is always in the present moment with a sense of gravity, grounding you down to your feet with Mother Earth. We'll sit for a few moments in silence. And so from here, we'll transition into your final relaxation. So I like to call this the dessert part. And so find a comfortable sitting position, or feel free to recline. If you have the ability to recline, go for it. You make sure you have support for your neck. If you're reclined and you have something under your head, tuck it right up against your shoulders. So you don't want to have a gap between whatever it is and supporting your head. So it might be a nice blanket or a pillow. Just tuck it right up around your ears. Alternatively, if you're in a chair like I am, it might be that you place your chair against the wall and you're able to just lean back with support for your hand. And so an invitation to close your eyes softly, focused inward. If that feels comfortable, or soft gaze downwards. Relax your hands, palm up or palm down as desired. And so soft palms, soft yoga belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone, quiet breath. Allow the breath to reflect the pose. So serenity pose. Relax your jaw and clench your teeth. And let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Silently, if you like, on inhale, say let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. If it's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our yoga belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. So without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body. Thank your body again. And so our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Now if your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes open. And then an invitation to take a look around the space that you're in and name 3 objects that you see. So to bring us back to the present and to work with those neural connections. And so thank you, everyone. And so notice how you feel before and after yoga. Questions and feedback. I would love to hear from you. And so I'm happy to stick around for a few moments after class. And Kasar, my friend, will help facilitate that. And so maybe notice not just like right away after your yoga practice, but maybe the next day or 2. And other than that, rock on. Take good care, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Okay, Bobbie. I will see you guys next week.
Right on. Thanks, Kasar.
Thank you.
Ciao. Ciao.